What is up, people? Van from the Vaniverse Gaming Channel here with another video on Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. In today's video, I just want to give you guys a quick beginner's guide with some tips to help you through the game. I've watched a couple videos and read some reviews on people who are having a hard time with the game's difficulty, so hopefully these tips will help you in beating the game on any level. Right now, I am basically on the standard level, but I wanted to show you some tips that I've learned. We are a little bit further in the game than the beginning. I do have 3 characters in my group right now, and my characters are going to be ducks. I have Borman, and I have Selma. She's the first extra character you pick up. There's 2 other ones that we're not going to cover in this video. So some of the tips I want to give you. First thing, let's talk about the mutations of each of these characters. So let's talk with Borman. So when you do the mutation for Borman, he's kind of like your tank class, if you want to view that. You want to make him as tough as possible. You want him to be up there taking all the shots. So I recommend definitely run and gun. This is one of the best abilities on him because his movement's pretty slow. So when you sprint, you use up both of your points. So in every combat, which I'll show you later, you get 2 points. If you sprint, you use them up. With run and gun, you can sprint, which makes you go further and still have the chance to use one more ability as well, which is pretty big on Borman. The next thing that is an almost must is Hog Rush. You can destroy covers and you knock out an enemy for 1 turn. The good thing about Hog Rush is when you knock somebody down, if you can finish them off, you can actually kill people without them getting anyone else around them involved in the fight, and it helps you kind of like stealth kill people, which I'll show you here in a minute. The other one that's really good is Joker because, like I said, you are the tank. You want to draw all the attention from everybody else, but you want to make sure you built pretty tanky before you start doing that. These are the 2 I just wanted to cover. This Hog Rush is extremely important to have on Borman. When you get to ducks, his is pretty good. Having the ability to disable an organic enemy movement for 2 turns is really nice, and that's the same with Selma. She does the same thing for 1 turn, but she can do more than 1 character. That helps with some of the butchers that run up to you and try and melee damage you. These wings are really nice too because you can build him to have more crit when he gets when he's in the air or has the high ground. So this gives you high ground for 1 attack, which can help you get a good crit when you need it. And then lastly, this disable mechanical enemy for 1 turn. The mechanical enemies in this game are a little difficult to kill silent because they have so much protection against a lot of the weapons you use that are silent weapons. So the longer you can keep them disabled, the better in that whole world. So if you look at the top right hand corner, you'll see that you have some scrap and the scrap is the left. That's what you buy items for. The second one over is your artifacts, which you can unlock, which I'll show you later in the video. The third one is your health potions that you share between all 3, or your med kits, which is very important to stock up on those. And then the last one is the it's weapon upgrade stuff. It's what you use to upgrade your weapons to make them stronger. So with that being said, let's talk about this wonderful flashlight as well.
I didn't catch what you were saying back there.
This flashlight basically increases the range that people can see you. On a level like this, it's not that helpful, but you run faster with a flashlight obviously out. And then also if it's foggy, you can see further in the fog. But when you come across an enemy, if you have the flashlight out, their range of seeing you is much further than if you don't have your flashlight out. So we'll show you this here. So let's go through the door here.
So cold up these parts, I can't feel my beak.
Once I get near an enemy here, which we should be getting close to one here soon, you will see that the flashlight increases their range on me by a lot. And as soon as I put the flashlight away, then the range shrinks.
Holy ancient's power.
So we're almost to a fight.
Let us now gather at the sacred site.
Okay, so right here. So you can see he's level 20, I'm only level 18. With the flashlight out, you can see his range is much bigger, but as soon as I put it in, it shrinks. Now, what I always do when I enter a zone is always go along the outskirts, because you can get these guys like this that are pulled away from the party. The next important thing is to have your silent weapons on all of your characters. So when he's close, I'm gonna start the fight and do ambush. So here's what I want to show you. I have two weapons here. I have my pipe gun and I have my crossbow. You see the crossbow says silent. If I can kill him with my silent weapons before he can get a turn, he won't even have a peek and will be able to do damage, because you can see there's a guy over here too. He's not even involved in the fight. So the goal is to kill him before he can call for any help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to be where my damage is 100%. So he's going to see me, but that's okay. And then I'm going to make sure I have my crossbow equipped, and I'm going to shoot him. Because I'm using a silent weapon, nobody else can hear me. So buffing up your silent weapons and making them stronger first is probably very smart, because you could go through the game with just silent weapons. So you can see she has an ancient pistol. That's her silent weapon. So her movement is right here. That'll give me a 100% chance to hit. And then we can, boom, shoot him. So now with Borman, you have two options. You can either switch to his silent weapon and try and kill them, or you can do the Hog Rush and knock them down. If you knock them down, then you have another round for everyone to get a shot, so it just depends. I could probably do 3 damage to this guy, but to be safe, if I Hog Rush him, I'll knock him down. That won't alert anyone, and he actually ended up dying from the fire. So basically, I just did that entire fight and nothing attacked us. We did it silent. So we can do the same thing with this guy over here. So we'll come over to this guy and we'll see if he's kind of alone. So we don't have our flashlight out. So here we go.
See this symbol on the side?
So what I usually do is I shoot with my other guys first, then I go in with Borman with his charge. So if we go to ducks, we want to get in range to where we can get 100%. He's gonna see me. Oh no, not a big deal. So we have our silent weapon on. Boom, shoot him.
I did that. What do you think about that, huh?
And then now we have Selma. So we'll bring her right to here. That still gives her a 100% chance to hit. So we want to get in range. We have our silent on. Okay, so he's going to have 3 hit points left again. So with Borman, we're going to charge him, knock him down. And since he only has 1 hit point health, he's going to die from the fire damage again. So I just took out 2 guys. I didn't get involved with anyone else, and I did it just by using silent weapons and Borman's charge. So super important to have silent weapons be your upgraded weapon and your best weapon in the game. You can buff up your main weapon, but if you can do and clean out a lot of the outskirt guys by going around the outside of the zone, it actually benefits you more to have your silent weapons do more damage. So that's that. So the next thing I want to show you is actually at the Ark and cover some tips and tricks for the actual gear and what to put on what and why. So let's head over to the Ark here. So in Iridia's shop, we're going to listen to her in a second. She has a couple things to buy from. I would not spend a dime on anything in here. The only thing I would buy from her shop is going to be your med kits. Hand grenades are very important. EMP grenades are very important if she has any. She doesn't right now. And that's all I buy from her. The weapons and like the upgrades, you're going to get those throughout the game. It's not worth spending your money on this. So just make sure she only has 7 of these. Make sure you stock up on med kits and make sure you get some hand grenades, because destroying cover is really big. Burning of a Molotov cocktail I feel is pretty worthless in this game. And then the smoke grenade is okay, but I just don't think it's worth what buying them from here. Med kits, hand grenades, and EMP grenades when she has them. So this is what you use your scrap for.
Safe travels.
Okay, so then let's go into Prip's place. So once you go in to see Prip, you collect these artifacts throughout the game, and then you get these artifact skills. So the first 3 you can choose are Deal Maker, Mule, and Tough Guy. Extending the bleed out time on a dead member is super important. That gives you 5 rounds to get to them and heal them versus 3, which can save you losing a character for good. And then also granting you a discount at the shop. Having an extra grenade, in my opinion, is not really that big of a deal because you can build in grenades. I just don't think grenades are all that important and do enough damage in this game to be that useful unless you do like a grenader build. You have to do this one in order to unlock these. And then once you get down here, if you had to choose between these 3, I would choose the improved medkits by +3 every time. Being able to heal your party for a larger amount is very, very important in the game. And then you're going to do this, which is extended EMP grenade effects. So when you do use an EMP grenade, you take out the mechanical device for an extra turn, which is super helpful. And then this right here, Butcher, 10% crit chance against living creatures. Having a 10% crit chance is better than 1 extra damage in this game, in my opinion.
Till next time.
So that's that. So now let's go to the shop. So once you get to the shop, every one of your characters has a main weapon, and then you can set them up with a silent weapon. Make sure every character has a silent weapon that you have in your group. Some of these other guns you use to dismantle, and then that gives you these weapon parts, and then that's how you upgrade these to level 1, 2, and 3. So as I said, you want to upgrade them to level 1, 2, and 3 first. The other thing is each weapon can hold 2 attachments. You can have a sight, and you can have a special attachment here. This one right here, chance to disable robotic enemies, you're going to want to put that on your silent weapon. Because anytime it's easier to kill organic enemies than it is to kill the machines, because the machines take less damage against pistols and crossbows. So putting all your EMP damage and all your disable of robotic enemies on your silent weapons is very important on taking out machines as quickly as possible. So I always upgrade my silent weapons first. So this one's already level 2, so we can upgrade this. You can see he has chance to knock back on this one, and you can see on this one you have chance to burn, but then you can see here additional crit chance, 20% chance to disable robotic enemies. As I get more disable robotic enemies, I'll put more on these silent weapons. So we're going to upgrade this to level 2. Yes. Okay. And then this needs to be upgraded to level 2. So now this and this and this are all doing more damage. So then this gun right here, this is her main gun. This is her off gun. Nobody is attached to these. So these we can hit D and dismantle. And then it's going to give us more weapon parts. And if we dismantle enough, we're good close. We need to get to 60, I believe, to upgrade these to 3. So it's up to you. You can upgrade some of their main guns to 2. It looks like this one and this one still need upgraded. And to upgrade to 2, you can see I get 1 damage, 1 crit. And on this one, 1 damage, 1 crit. So this basically, you can get up to an additional, total it's what, 2 damage, 2 crit on each one of these. So for me, this is 6 damage, 7 crit. This is 5 damage, 6 crit. I would say probably this one's the best one, and we can upgrade it. So we can choose not to upgrade this, and then we can actually wait to level these silent guns up to 3. That's up to you. I think that's the best choice in my opinion. It just depends on how much of this game you're going to be doing trying to pick off people in silent, and how much you're going to be doing fighting in the group combats.
Take it easy.
So minus what we discussed there, the couple other things that are very important in this game are protection from knockdown. There are these tank creatures that will knock you down, so putting that on your characters is extremely important. You will be picking up a character named Magnus. Getting the ability called Puppeteer, where you can charm a creature for 1 to 2 turns, is super important, and I can show you how to use that here in a few minutes, how you use Puppeteer in order to sneak kill creatures that you couldn't normally sneak kill. So let's go show you that. Okay, people, so I had to switch to a different save game so that you could see this. I have Magnus in my party, and if you go to his mutations, he has this ability called Puppeteer, and this is probably one of the best abilities, if not the best ability, minus probably Borman's Hog Rush. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use his ability to charm an enemy so that he doesn't get a turn, so that we have the ability to attack him again. And that way, we want to prevent him from alerting the other guys. So what you would do is you would use your silent weapons to attack him first and get him low, and then you would use Magnus to charm him, pull him further away from the group. And then once the charm wears off, you would use Hog Rush, and then hopefully by that point you would be able to finish him off completely. So like right here, we have this hunter, okay? So we're going to go into ambush mode, and we're going to attack him. So similar to what you've seen before, actually we can't, he's too close to the other guys, so we just hit F and we exit combat again. And then hopefully he keeps walking away, because we would have a hard time killing him right there. So let's see where he goes. If we get him far enough away, we can ambush him and kill him before he has a chance to alert anybody else. Okay. Is he stopping? Yeah, perfect. So he's way out here now. So now we're going to ambush him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ducks first. And I am going to get as close to him as I can. And then I'm going to switch to my silent weapon, because I don't want to alert anyone, and I'm going to shoot him.
That had to hurt.
So now, he's got 20 health left. I'm not going to be able to finish him off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge him first. And this is going to buy me some time. So now with Magnus, I can come up here. Switch to my silent weapon. 5 damage. Okay, so he's knocked down for 1 more turn. So we can attack him again.
Don't get stupid.
And then let's just skip a turn here, because I could probably kill him right now. So let's just go to Overwatch. Okay, so he's about to become undone right here. So if I wasn't able to kill him and I needed more rounds, then I would go here and I would Puppeteer and I would mind control him. Once he's mind controlled, then I can reset him again and make sure that he's, I can pretty much take him to wherever he needs to go. And then that gives me another set of turns, because I get to attack with all 3 of my characters once his mind control breaks. So then that gives me the ability to kill him that time. So let's just do that here. We'll just say dig down until the mind control wears off. So he has 1 more round left. So we can say dig down. Okay, and now his mind control should wear off right here. And then now we should be able to finish him off. I have to reload because of this. And bang. And he would die. So we'll finish him off. Now another thing that you need to keep in mind is reloading. So you have 2 little bars right here, and to reload always is best, because when you shoot, you're going to see will end your turn. If you overwatch, end your turn. If you dig down, end your turn. Throw a grenade, end your turn. Movement will not end your turn. So, and reload will not end your turn. So that's something to keep in mind, is that if you're doing anything but moving or reloading, your turn will end after you do that. So you always want to reload your weapon first before you attack somebody, because you always want to make sure you have all the bullets in your weapon, because the last thing you want is to have to move and then try and shoot somebody and then realize you didn't reload. So just keep that in mind. So that's pretty much the tips that I have for you all. Hopefully they're helpful when you first start out the game. Please leave any comments below or any questions that you have that I might not have covered, and then just let me know if you found this video helpful. And stay tuned for all my videos on Mutant Zero Year whatever Return to Eden. And then also don't forget, in the description you can buy the game, use promo code Mutant and get a 10% discount buying it from my channel. Alright, thanks guys. Peace.